Welcome to Wall Street Confidential on the Street.com TV. We're discussing Wachovia today. We've seen its recent acquisition of Golden West and then its foray into Citigroup's Falcon hedge fund. Jim, this morning on your RealMoney.com column, you actually said we may have seen the obituary for Wachovia.
Well, I think they'll make it because anybody can raise money here. But it's an obituary for a great brand. See, I think that there were always some trusted companies. Wachovia was trusted. It merged with First Union, which wasn't that trusted. But I've always felt that Wachovia was a gold standard. And what's distinguished it in this go-around was the very bad acquisition they made at the top of the market in California with a company that was widely presumed to be cautious, but ended up having a lot of different programs where you could choose your mortgage. And people chose the mortgage that was very reckless. And then you find out this morning that they had all this money with this incredibly risky hedge fund. And you begin to get a picture of a bank that is running amok, that has taken on far more risk than anyone thought it would, and that has become, for all intents and purposes, a countrywide finance. This is not what I expected from this great bank.
Now, do we blame management?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very strongly that Wachovia, if you go back 2 conference calls ago, they told you that everything was under control, everything. And they weren't arrogant about it. And they weren't cocksure about it, but they were pretty much telling you that if you didn't do your homework, then you reached the conclusion they were in trouble. But if you did your homework, you didn't. And they repeatedly talked about how they had set higher standards than Golden West and that they were filtering everything through. The truth is that they didn't do any of this. They might have had higher standards than Golden West, but that's like basically saying, look, they were giving an F and we get a D. I think that Wachovia management, that the board ought to come in and take a hard look at Wachovia management. Now, it's been very difficult to dislodge any of the CEOs. Prince was finally dislodged, but that was after he lost a huge percentage of the value. I don't think that anything will happen to the Wachovia management. I think they kind of own the board, but this Falcon investment is the kind of thing that someone from the board should call and say, listen, we got to have a meeting. How did this happen? And there's a lot of how did this happen during this era, but not a lot of board meetings.
Now, you said, well, Wachovia will make it, but will anything...
Well, who would ever want to own the thing? I mean, that's where I'm coming from. Why would you own it?
Okay, but my question is...
It's too big to be taken over.
Can anything save its golden brand?
No, it's done.
At this point?
No, it's done. I mean, it's done.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Stay tuned for more Wall Street Confidential.